Hi guys, John here at LearningGuitarNow.com, and in this lesson I want to give you a slow blues exercise that will help your technique, give you a better speed, and also help your timing. I think it's a really cool exercise to do to train both hands to work together and when playing over a slow blues. If you would like the tab, the backing track, and the interactive version for this lesson, think about becoming an All Access Pass subscriber. When you do become an All Access Pass subscriber, you'll gain access to every single video I've ever recorded at LearningGuitarNow.com, and that includes lessons on artists such as Eric Clapton, Duane Allman, Derek Trucks, Freddie King. There's just a gigantic library of courses, lessons, backing tracks, everything you need to become the blues guitar player that you always wanted to be. So check out the All Access Pass. Okay, so now that you've heard the exercise, I want to just break it down for you and tell you about the things that you need to take note of. So let's go ahead and dissect this. So the first thing you want to do is understand that this exercise starts before the bar. So we're going to count, or there's two ways to count. You can count it 4-4 or 12-8. You count it 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Either way, the first beat, which is the 8th fret on the B string, and this exercise is played over a blues in the key of C over the C, F, and G, the 1, 4, and 5 chords. The 8th fret, use your first finger. This is based in the first position minor pentatonic scale. That note comes in either, if you're going to count it 4-4, it comes in on the and, the 4 and, or if you want to count it 12-8, it comes on the 12th count. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's when it comes in. So the exercise is this. That's the basic exercise. Let's break a few things down with it. So we're on the 8th fret with our first finger on the B string, and then now we're going to bend 11th fret on the B string with our third finger. And those three notes go together. So in 12, if you want to count it 12-8, you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that kind of a count. So those first three notes are going to be like that. You're bending 11 on the B, and then you got 8, 10 on the high E string with your first and second or third finger, whatever you want to use. I like using my third finger because the next section I'm going to hammer on 8, 9, 8. See, if you use your second finger there, you're going to have to come back and do that. That's why I like using my third finger. So it makes sense to use your third finger. You could use your second finger. Just depends. I would learn how to do it both ways or try it both ways. So we're bending that 11th fret. We got this phrase. Now the next step is a 8, 9, 8 hammer on. This is a little bit quicker than that 3-note phrase we had before it. So we got 8, 9, 8 hammer on pull off, high E string, and then 11, 8 on the B string. And then now we're going back to that, write down the 8th note phrase. So you got 8, 11, 8 coming down the minor pentatonic scale. And then sliding from anywhere really to the 10th fret of the G string, 8th fret of the G string, and you end on the 10th fret of the D string, and that's your root note C. Slowly, that is this. Breaking it down again, the rhythm, and the last section, you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the counting, you got the first note that starts it, comes in on the 4 and. The next three notes are counting 1, 2, 3. And then you have this section where you have those like 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5 notes in a row. And then it goes back to the threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you just want to get that section down perfectly and then see if you can practice it over a metronome. Now, one tricky thing about this is if you look at the phrase, you got this. I'm going to play this first section. Now I'm going to hit this 11th fret on the B string. Now, when I hit that, my first finger now needs to bar on the B and the E strings because I'm going to go 11, 8, and then 8 on the E string right below here. So if I don't do that, I'm going to have to drop down, which if you want to learn how to play this faster, you're not going to have enough time to get there. Bar now. So 11, 8, and then see I'm already in position to hit that. That phrase and that little place where you're picking can be a little confusing if you're not used to doing this. That little thing is a little confusing. And actually, I got this from a John Mayer lick. He does that phrase. You can just practice that over and over again if you can't get it. 11, 8 on the B string, and then striking the 8 immediately after on the high E. And when you strike that 8th fret on the high E, that's when we're switching the rhythm to the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have this rhythm, and then it switches back. Once again, slowly. So that's the first part of the exercise. That's the slow version. So when you get that down, now we're going to basically just double the speed. So we have this sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing the same exact lick here, except now we're doing triplet eights instead of just right down the beat. You know, when you're counting 12, 8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we got those are sped up. Essentially just, you know, playing twice the speed. Same rhythm, you know, as this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the fast version. So when you're doing it the fast way, it's definitely a lot trickier to get this part. I like to use a down, up, down, but that is going to be the challenge, is getting this. So if you can't get the whole exercise or lick, whatever you want to call it, down, take it section by section, like I've talked about before. So the first section, just get that good. The second section, and then when you're trying to build an exercise like this, you can also do section by section and then add on another section as you get that going. So say you get the first section down, and then let's add on the second section. Get that good. Now let's add the next section on. Essentially, it's 3 different sections combined. First section, second section, third section. And if you can piece it together like that, it's probably going to be a lot easier for you to get it sounding great, and then you can speed it up. And then you also want to practice it in different keys. It's going to feel different when you do that move way down on the neck here and also up here. It's just a different way that your hand feels because it's wider frets and smaller up here. So it's going to, you need to practice it in multiple keys. So that's essentially what you want to do with this exercise. Break it into sections, get it where you can perform it flawlessly, you know, practice to a metronome, backing track or whatever, and get it to where you can get sounding great, and then practice it in multiple different keys, And that's just a really cool lick that you can use in your solos as well. Once you get the exercise down, start putting it in your solos as improvising around. You know, if you had C. In that little phrase there, I just use part of the exercise as a lick. You don't actually have to use the whole exercise all the time. You know, take maybe the first section and just use that and add it to a lick. That's what you got to do when you play blues. Playing the blues is not about learning, 1,000 licks and then you play lick 1, lick 2, lick 3, lick 4 like a robot. You can learn a lick, and then that's just the starting point to use that lick as a springboard of, added to tons of different licks that you already know. So learning 5 licks could be actually like learning, 20 licks, just changing around a few notes here and there. Learn this exercise and maybe just use the first section and then go to a bend. So it's all about improvising everything, learning how to play blues. It's not about just memorizing this and this and this and this and trying to do it perfectly all the time. It's about, trying different things out, seeing how they work. And to me, that's the essence of blues playing. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Once again, if you want the tab, the backing track, and the interactive version, check out the All Access Pass, and I'll see you next time.